Hi traders, welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 2nd of June. I forgot what I was doing then. Yes, so this is the weekly Forex forecast for the 2nd of June into next week. Don't forget we've got non-farm payroll week, and I'll be doing some coaching throughout this session just to help you along to grab the best charts and the best format for you to make the maximum profits that you can. Congratulations on the Euro Aussie. Just before I go into the whole analysis for next week, I will just cover a few things, a few bases for those people who've got the advanced pro charts. This is the Euro Aussie. Congratulations members, 135 pips. Congratulations members, 150 pips. Congratulations members, 212 pips. Let me explain. So one thing we're looking for is on the left on the advanced pro charts, we are looking for everything to go green, including the Heikin Ashi charts, and then everything to go green in this side as well. It might not look very much, but these are great trading opportunities within the daily chart and the 4-hour chart using price cycle. So one thing you're looking for is the one, which is the change of character. Then you're looking for the big number 2, which is the price cycle to come down into demand, and there's your trade. Okay, that's what you're looking for, and then the price moves up, you bank hundreds of pips. Let me show you this as an example on the 30-minute chart using price action. Now if you don't have the price action charts, then have a look in the website, go to members website, and it gives you all the settings for price action. These are really important. If you haven't gone through them, please do so now. There's a few freebies as well for members, and we go into detail in terms of what to look for in that strategy. I'm going to show you another gold strategy which works really well as well. So let's go into the 30-minute chart. Look on the left, look on the right. Nice buy signal here. Notice the couple of points here. Whenever the price moves down into this green block here, this is very high liquidity. This is where the buyers are setting up to go long. And as the price moves above the central pivot, that's your signal. Let's have a look at a few more. Let's go forward a bit. So looking for a correction. Look at the price cycle on the left on the 4-hour chart. And we can see the setups nicely. Okay, so we're seeing a correction into the price cycle very low on demand. This is really important, and as it comes into demand, that is your buy entry. Now on the 30-minute chart, what does that look like? Again, the same pattern emerges over and over again. So heading up to the first target, 176.15, you bank another 104 pips. Let's have a look at another one. Have a look on the left, and then we'll merge these on the right on the 30-minute chart, and you can see the price coming down into the pivot, central pivot, the average price for the previous day, and there's your trade there coming into very high liquidity zones. Pound Aussie, congratulations. Another nice move here. Have a look on the left. This is the move. This continuation pattern. When I do the analysis, I'll explain why this is not a trading environment to get into now. So as we can see, the price cycle on the advanced pro charts here, way oversold. We have the 1, we have the 2, that is your 3, up to a very strong supply zone. So we have the targets already set on the charts, so you haven't got to calculate anything. They're already there, they're already set. Congratulations on that. Aussie Canadian, congratulations to the downside. It came back up into supply. We had a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then the 3. Congratulations on that one. US Canadian, we had a 1, 2, 3. We actually got a buy setup actually coming now, but heading into target 137.02. Let's see what that looks like on the lower time frame. You can see it there. So as it comes into the supply zone in a downtrend, take that off for a sec, comes into supply on a downtrend with the supply here and the price cycle here in a downtrend, that's what you're looking for. And then the price sold off into very high liquidity zones below the central pivot for the day. Congratulations to members who had that. Let's go into the markets and see what's going on into next week. I'm going to do a quick coaching session on gold, just so that you can see what's going on there. But let's have a good look at the DXY before we go into that. So we can see the DXY is in a big, massive downtrend, as we can see on the daily chart. We don't expect any changes into this pattern. However, if you have a look on the 4-hour chart, we can actually see on the advanced pro charts, it's told us that it's actually changed character to the upside. Now, I'm not convinced of that. So by definition, it's no longer parabolic. But what I do expect to happen is the price to rally with the price cycle low. I do expect the price to come up into the supply zone. So I suspect what will happen is the euro dollar will fall. As this happens, everything will fall as that happens. But once the DXY comes into 100-ish, 134, this area here, then I expect a rejection here somewhere for it to go down. At this point, I'll be looking to buy into the euro dollar, pound dollar, sell the US Swiss, and so on and so forth, because that's the correlation. Now, because we have non-farm payroll this week, I don't expect to see massive moves in the dollar until after Friday at 1:30. I do expect probably to day trade or hold a small position on those pairs. Now, the yen futures helps us to trade all the yen pairs, doesn't it? So if it's parabolic to the upside, as I expect this to go up to 71.54, this supply zone here, then I do expect that to continue, but it's not actually confirmed yet on the 4-hour chart. As you can see, this has changed character, and we've got a 1, 2, 3. So there's the 1, there's the 2, and the 3 will be doing this to the downside, but I think it's going to be temporary. I think it's going to come down and then it's going to go back up again into the week. So the early part of next week, I expect all the yens to rally a little bit and maybe get a few hundred pips on the yens, so pound yen, euro yen to the upside in the first few days. And once this changes back into an uptrend, we are then looking for sells. So I'll cover the yens in a minute. Swiss franc futures is doing similar things in terms of trend and change of character. We can see this here. We got a nice 1 and then a 2. So again, I think the price will come down into demand and then go up again. And at this point, once it starts to go up, I'll be looking to sell all the Swiss pairs. Cover those in a moment. Now, indices are tricky because what's happening with the indices, they're all topping out at the top end of supply. If you have a look at the Dow Jones index, there's a lovely buying opportunity into this high liquidity zone here into April, but the price has just done nothing for a few weeks, and so it's difficult to trade the indices at the moment. So I would avoid trading the indices until they sort themselves out. There is some support for this price to go up in these trend lines. Automatically given to you on the advanced pro charts, and the price may come up to 45.082, but it needs to break this strong supply zone, doesn't it, before it does. So we could see a rally, but it does need to break this area here, and we could see something like this into next week. But with non-farm payroll, anything can happen. Silver is parabolic to the upside. As we can see, all the buys are in on this tool here. Once you've got all the buys in, then we are looking for price to rally. When all the sellers are in, we expect the price to fall. That's how it works. And we can see that I do expect the price to fall back into demand. This is going to be very interesting here because there's going to be some kind of convergence and then going to start to head for $34.33. Now, oil is drifting down. It's not actually doing much. It hasn't done much for a couple of weeks, as you can see. But let's go into the 4-hour chart, and we can see that the price clearly has, it's just consolidating here at the moment. It's not really sure where to go, but I suspect it will break down and then start to head for $57.14. If you're trading oil, then just wait for the price to move up into a supply zone, and then sell it into these areas here. I wouldn't be buying it at the moment because it's in a very strong downtrend to $57.14. Now the golden analysis on the long-term charts is looking pretty messy, to be honest. There's no strong parabolic trend. The price is moving within a triangle formation, as we can see on both these charts, and the price is not really telling us much at all. It has changed character. So this is the 1, 2, 3 we talk about a lot. There's the 2, and then the 3 should be doing that, but it's not doing it yet. It could be that it's going to wait for the non-farm payroll figures on Friday, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. There's a strong demand area here at 32.50, which is highly likely to have some kind of reaction, even if it's temporary, back up to the longer term trend line, which has been drawn here, you can see here. So if it breaks that wedge formation, then of course we could see a rally up to 33.50, but 32.50 is going to be a very interesting area to look out for. This is the gold on steroids software. If you haven't got it, let me know if you want it. A couple of things to look out for which are really important, which I emphasize a lot, and hopefully some of you got it, is the outside bars. Outside bars are fantastic because these are fake signals for buyers. So some people are actually buying into gold here, but there's stop hunting going on. So the price actually reacts and then falls down here. And I did post this in the VIP room, VIP signals room, at 33.05, and it reacted exactly as predicted. So look out for that. The other thing to look out for is outside bars to the upside. Have a look at this here. See how the price moves outside the channel. The price moves outside the channel, and when it does, it has a very strong reaction. So the price got rejected at 33.05 into demand, so into supply. There's this and then this, and then it comes into demand here, and an outside bar outside the channel with positive divergence, and then the price has a reaction right on that. So my tip, if you've got the software, if ever you see the price, let's zoom in, if you ever see the price move outside the channel into a strong trend line, then that's the selling signal. Okay, and when you get that going on, you can actually dive down into the 5-minute chart and see what's going on. So this is the 5-minute chart on the gold on steroids, and you can actually sell into the yellow zone exactly the same as the 15-minute, and then 33.05 was the price. Just put your stop above the swing high, and then go for 4.49 risk to reward. Thank you very much. There's the reversal into the same supply zone. Reversal comes in. Now there's two choices here for you guys. You can actually sell it in the yellow zone, up to you, or you can wait for the price to move below the 50 moving average here, which is highly accurate. And all you want to do is hold it, as long as the price stays below the 50 moving average. It's a safe trade. Okay, that's all you've got to do. That's all you've got to do. And that from the 50 down to there is 280 pips. You can't make that in Forex. It just doesn't happen. And that's about an hour, less than an hour. Now here's this is the bounce on the supply zone, as indicated on the 15-minute chart as well. And there's the price doing this and this. We often see this, what we call the W, and then the price does that. So again, look out for that. If you prefer to wait, then wait for it to come above the 50 moving average, and then the price does this. You bank another 100 pips or whatever it is. Now in terms of next week, I am expecting the downtrend to continue as indicated on the gold software. As you can see, the trend is clearly down. There's going to be probably a little bit of a rally back up to 33.01, and then price will might go a bit higher, 33.01, 33.02, somewhere in this area here, where the price is likely to be rejected. So that's the order of play for VIP members. I'll post this in the VIP room today. And so there's two areas of influence. The first one is 3306 to 3311, and then 3301 to 3304. So you just make sure your stop is above all of those before it falls. Now there's two areas of influence. This one here, look on the left, see how that goes down into supply, into demand, and then the price is going to hit 32.75. A continuation pattern is likely, however, for a longer term if you want to look at that. And this is the 15-minute chart. So if this gets broken down here at 32.69, then we're going to see a continuation down to 32.40, somewhere around this area here. So into Forex now, and start with the euro dollar. And the euro dollar has seen some strength because of the weakness of the DXY. However, I think this is now changed, not changed, sorry, this is still a buying opportunity up to 11480, somewhere around here. However, if we have a look on the 4-hour chart, we have a change of character. So what that means is we've got the 1, we've got the 2. And so we do expect the price to come down into demand at the early stages of next week. It's not going to last, so it will be a day trade, but you can grab a few hundred pips. It's no problem at all. And then once it does start to break to the upside, then we are looking for further upside into this channel again, up to 11483. So some good trading opportunities, but they will be short-term day trades, if you like, into next week. Now the New Zealand is looking interesting to me more than anything else. These are the only, no, they've got euro dollar, New Zealand dollar, and the US Canadian trending, in our terms parabolic trends, as we can see all the buyers in on the left. So I do expect the price to hold. There is limited, again we expect that this time of the month, but we do expect the price to bounce off of the liquidity zone early into next week, and then start to move up something like this. So it will be short-lived, and we might have to go down to the 30-minute chart to see where there's high liquidity. Nothing's being achieved yet, but it could soon become a buy above the central pivot into next week. Congratulations on the US Canadian trade, well done. Now it was a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we've got another opportunity here to go long on this one, which is unusual because we're basically it's in a massive downtrend, but we are looking at a non-farm payroll, which we're looking at temporary trade, so up to 138.44 into this week. We're probably going to see another sell-off into the week following, probably once non-farm payroll is out. So there is a trading opportunity. We have the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and it might drift down to 137.02 and then start to bite and then move up to 138.44. So this looks fantastic, and it's coming into a very high demand area here on the daily chart. Not parabolic, I'm going against the trend here, but nonetheless you're not going to see massive moves in trends on the dollar this week until after Friday. So this might be a good trading opportunity to come up to this area here. Just a quick look at the yen. It's not parabolic, that's why I haven't listed it as my watch list. Euro Aussie, we spoke about this, didn't we? I think there's continued patterns here emerging, and I think there's going to be some fantastic trades coming up into next week. Now, if you have a look at the price cycle, I do expect this to happen. We are going to get some kind of convergence into this here at 174, 175, somewhere around there, where we're going to see highly likely a bounce into this area before it heads higher. This week's target is 180.98. A good trade, that one, so look out for that. Now the pound Aussie excuse me, is not as hot as the Euro Aussie. Can you see why? have a look on the left. We've got a massive supply zone here from the Advanced Pro charts telling us that this may have topped out. You definitely don't want to be buying into this if you're in a supply zone as indicated here, because it's just simply, well, it can continue, of course, but the chances and the probabilities are very low. But congratulations, this was a lovely move into this week here, and look how the price action charts are actually fantastic. Advanced Pro charts coming in with price cycle into the uptrend, and a massive move here up to where our target was, 20, 21. But we can see that nice risk to reward there, 2.74. Aussie Canadian continues. Fantastic move here into the week. If you're not in it, then it's just one of those things. You have to wait for the price cycle to come back, and it will. And you'll get the opportunity as it hits the downtrend. As you can see, big downtrend here on the left, and price target is 87.32. Just flicking through, just flicking. Not ready yet. None of these are ready yet. Aussie New Zealand to the downside. Yeah, this is parabolic to the downside, as we can see. Instantly, from the Advanced Pro charts, you can see if there's a trading setup. Heading for 106.86 if the market's going to continue into the demand zone. So here we're just waiting for the price to come up into supply. Notice the price cycle up into this area here. That's going to be your trading opportunity there at about 108.30, somewhere like that, before the price continues down. I'll let you know when it's ready. Just flicking through. New Zealand yen now gone parabolic to the downside with all the sellers in, but there is support for this price as indicated here on this support line, and certainly not ready yet. Aussie Swiss to the downside, heading for 50, 40, somewhere around that. I do expect the price to come back up into supply this week. Something like this. And then the price will give way and continue down to 50, 40. Looking good. These charts are looking fantastic for some trades, even if they're day trades or temporary trades, particularly with the US dollar. I'm going to go through the yens now, but the yen futures are looking a little bit mixed. So I'd prefer to see the yen futures continuation trend, but it's up or down, doesn't matter. But we can see straight away from the Swiss yen, we're not looking at any trades here, guys, because of the supply zone here on the Advanced Pro charts. Here, our weekly target, but that's neither here nor there now. Going to euro yen. Now there could be a temporary trade here in terms of the euro yen. We can see that all the buyers are in on the left, and we have price cycle. Now it's against the trend, short-term trend, but I'm ignoring that. I'm expecting this to rally. What I need to see is the yen futures falling down, having that correction. So this is the correction I was talking about for the yen futures that's likely to happen on the 1, 2, 3 pattern. Back to the euro yen. And then we can see this pattern emerging here very nicely on the price action charts as well, on the Advanced Pro charts. This is going to be heading for 165. I don't think it's going to go much more than that, but we have to wait and see. But nonetheless, there's a few hundred pips there. Similar position for the New Zealand yen. As you can see, we've got a 1, 2, 3 happening as we speak. That's your 1. That's your 2. So the pullback, and then the 3 is the rally. How far these go depend on how far the yen futures goes. Now, I've got the Aussie yen marked, not as a trend because it's actually all the sellers in, but there is massive support for this price before it goes down. Again, a similar pattern to the euro yen. So again, we could see some, don't know what that is. Oh, 123 pips. That's all right. We can get 100 pips out of each one of those. That's fine. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. This is how quick it is. You just go to the 30-minute chart. Is it moving above the central pivot? Probably. Into Monday. Has it got high liquidity? Not yet, but it probably will do into Monday or even Tuesday. Canadian yen is doing exactly the same thing. Look out for that. 105.31 was the target. 105.80 now. So 105.80, you can get 100 pips out of that. Pound yen. Well, again, we're seeing the same pattern emerge on all the yens. You can see why this is temporary on the left. This just means that the price is hitting a very, very strong supply zone before yen futures rallies, which is probably going to do. Then you're going to see, if once yen futures rallies, you're going to see a strong move down on the pound yen and all the other yens as well. So this is definitely temporary, but we have a nice 1, 2, 3, don't we? Recognize that up to 196. Could go above and beyond that, but hey, we have to wait and see. Don't know what Bitcoin's doing. That's not trending. Euro pound has gone the other way. I did mention this in the week. We had some nice moves down, didn't we? And we can see the long-term trend here on the euro pound, but not all the buyers are in, so it's one of those things. Let me go into the, what shall I go into now? Let's go into gold. If you go into the price action charts in the members area, you will need a password, of course, if you're not a member. Then you can use these tools to trade gold. This is one of the most successful trading strategies that we use here at the Trading Mentors. So this is the strategy. Now, in the actual chart, we use different assets. This works on any asset, and it works on any time frame, by the way. It can work on a 3 minute, work on a 5, but the 5 minute for gold in particular is particularly useful. So one of the things to look for is the price moving above the black line. So don't buy here, don't buy there. Okay, buy there. And why? Because the oscillator price cycle, as we know, you should know by now, is saying oversold in an uptrend. So that is what you're looking for the price to rally. It's like an elastic band. You're winding it up, and as soon as you release it, it just has to go, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Let's look at a down move on this one here. So this is what you're looking for in a downtrend below the black line. You're looking for the price to stay below the black line. If it moves above, you're not interested, but the price moves below, and you have the oscillator saying overbought in a downtrend, and this indicator here is saying overbought in a downtrend. Both have to align, by the way. Both have to align. This is no good. This is no good. Oh, that one's right. So the rules are very strict, but the coaching videos are all in the website, so have a look at that, and there it is, and it's in there, and you can just go through them. Doesn't take long. They're not long videos, but they're great setups and help you, and if you do need to repeat them, just repeat until you get hold of the information that you need. So this is a fantastic way to trade gold into any kind of trend that you like. Have a great weekend.